But who knows? This could be the turning point for him. This could be the squad that he needs to get back into things. I think even just a Mobile Mayhem playoff appearance in general would be big for him, to kind of have an opportunity to prove that he can play as a team player as well. Obviously, we don't necessarily know everything that happens, and team chemistry is a big factor as well. But he's got a tough task going up against a Seminole squad with a lot of talent off the start. Jez going to be able to find a two-piece with the nade and one with the MP5 as well. And it is Seminole frying off the start.
Frying is one word you could use, probably an understatement. Jez is on a absolute vendetta. He has not been stopped. He's already run rampant all the way in the flip of the spawns. Middle of the map's going to be cut in half, though. Cartel's able to win or stay alive for the time being. He's trying to get some shots in. On the middle of the map, it's Zai trying to make sure no one crosses through that pillar site. So Jez still not happy with where he's at, able to take a gunfight in the Zig portion of the map, gets shut down in the midst of all that heat and action. Backside spawns, compromise, as well as the hill. We've got a little bit of a break on the hands for the boys over at Demise.
And it looks like everybody's seeing these big pop-off games with the UL 736. So they pull it out and then instantly change. We saw Solo running it, couldn't find any kills. Boom. Pull out the CBR, stick with what you know works best for you. It is going to be Seminole picking up the biggest portion of that time. Initially clashy with the UL out as well. Not having a whole lot of success, but we'll see if he can get heated up right here, as his teammate's actually going to be able to push on in. You got one player on the backside you got to deal with to lock in those spawns. Zai, big gunfight at hand for him, but he's not going to be able to win it. Clashy finally picks up that first kill, and just like that, this Demise squad in a really, really solid place to pick up some big time.
Yeah, they are indeed. If it doesn't get spoiled, Jez was the last player known in the backside. He is no longer known to be in the backside. He is being shut down. So the front side push coming through. We'll go for the second wave of players now, as they have not been successful. Seminole, a little bit of a struggle here. Boxing gloves out for Zai. Gets shut down, but 3 right there to have his back. Clean sweep off of the objective. And just like that, Seminole right back onto the point. So get your site, 20 seconds left, scrap 4. It's all about the battle for contest. Over to the news side. If you lose a gunfight now, it is absolutely huge. We'll see where that players spawn at for the time being now. It's 10 seconds left to go. Backside still held here for the boys over at Seminole. Lo and behold, they're going to have to bank on a break here to get started up for this P3 site.
And you get these LMGs set up on the inside of garage for Demise, and you're sitting in a really solid spot. You got Ares pushed up to Zig right there as well. He's going to be able to cut off some rotations. Solo's going to drop. Does get traded out by Cartels. Bright trying to shut down the Claw, but he's not going to be able to do that. Zai looking to make a mid-push right here as well, but taking somebody off a heady with a switchblade is not going to be an easy task. Couple big kills go in for Bright, and once again, Demise sitting in a really solid spot right here. You want to optimize that operator usage as much as possible. Claps not able to find the first couple of kills, and he is just whipping left and right. That cannot happen. And just like that, that's going to allow Zai on into the hard point, and it's going to be Seminole picking up time once again.
Yep, 22 seconds. You already see it. They're licking the wounds. They're heading for new. Big ego child there for Mestuck. He wasn't Sagani, but they're just playing cutoff men as the rotation over to do. 3 players actually making it there for Seminole, too. So big 3v3 counter down the staircase. Ares goes. It's a spar for new. Who can win it? Zai. First to breach on to the front side, but here comes the Purifier for Ares. Not going to be able to find a single person before getting shut down. And the sea of blue that's all over P4, you can see it is a perfect connection from this setup. One setup to new. And just like that, topside spawns might not be solidified, but I mean, a little bit of control is going a long way off the rip here for the boys over at Seminole.
Yep. I mean, Jez was just absolutely cooking them right there. They did not have a counter for him, and that's going to allow the rest of the Seminole players to go ahead and lock in a big chunk of time once again. This is obviously not one of the Money Hill's fairly unpredictable spawns. Honestly, the unpredictability of these spawns makes them somewhat predictable. So, seems like the players have started to adjust to that, but really ever since that garage break, it has been all Seminole right here. Zai trying to win a big gunfight, but Estug comes out on top right there. He's going to be able to stay alive, and more than likely the team going to opt to rotate. Zai spawns directly behind one player. Estug going to be there for the trade. And a big, big turning point right here. If you're Demise, you need to get a big hold.
Yeah, that was almost a big full 60 off of P4. What? Those spawns are super unpredictable right now. A lockdown, the unpredictableness is where we will find some comfort here inside of Raid. P5 open up for business again. It's a connection over. Tac 5 pop, big investment. Will it go big? It is not. Nobody on the hill to take advantage of the time for the time being. Jez opted to pop out the claw, and he is looking for some perimeter control. He's got sights on one on the ring side. Wins the Gunny there, man. Off the head, he peeling him back. However, Hill is still unoccupied, and the claw is done for. Gonna have to rely on the CBR. Well, he can do it on both fronts. Clap's finally able to shut him down, but another big gunfight there for the trade. It's I. They're on the hill. Seminole rocking and rolling here. Connection over to P5. I mean, just as good as it was from P3 to P4.
I mean, at one point, I'm pretty sure the score was like 50-50, and it has just been wide smack open for Seminole ever since then. There's not really been much of a counter for Demise, and I mean, who else but Jez? We talked about him being one of the highlight players early on. 27 on the board for him. A little bit of a slow start for Cartels, but he's the OEJ guy for this squad. 120 seconds in the hard point. Obviously doing the dirty work for his team and being where they need him to be. Solo looking to get pushed up, and just like that, full, clean wipe off the next hard point. And Seminole right back in the driver's seat as we head back to P1.
Head back to P1. This one's almost over with, Bobby. What do you think? We'll dip down with Seminole to see if they can close it out.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, P5 pillars, good one. Yeah, I think one in the kitchen, Blair, so keep on
Got it.
We're smoking off blue vans or
Got your driver, no, those
yeah, pillar, I'll be driveway now. They should all be driveway.
I'm gonna go there already. I'm gonna go there.
One pillars,
Oh, we can win off this.
hold, one side pillars.
I got him.
Alright, we're forcing new now. They have to touch old, but I'm not just sliding now.
I missed steps.
Yo, don't pray without calling out position. Don't pray out. Yeah, one money. That's.
One money now.
That's one side. That's one side.
Are they rotating?
Yeah, they're rotating now.
One kitchen.
I'll go to Zig.
That's got me.
They're spawning, Mr. Abs. Yo, money in main.
Alright, you're back, yo.
Good job, you can play here.
Well, that is pure dominance across the board, and very calm communication there for Seminole as well. Jez and Zai both going big, both pieces of that original Seminole squad that we thought was going to be teaming with the rest of the former Tribe players, and they showed out big time right there. And you got to also remember, Jez is playing from Hawaii, so he's on ridiculously high ping as well, and he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, oh man, I'm getting those Jazz from the 808 vibes already back in. He is on a just hell-bent path. He got left behind. He's not feeling good about it. He's about to let the rest of the lobby know for the rest of the season, I am the man. You left me behind. I'm going to show you what you left behind. 31-16, only 30 seconds on the hill, but hey, the Cartel's putting in 2 minutes 55 on the objective. Kind of hard to argue. Going back to those listen-ins, though, I love the in-the-moment coaching from Solo. Don't pred without giving me those call-outs. I need everything. I don't care if we're beating a team 250 to 240. I don't care if we're beating them 250 to 20. I don't care if it's an absolute smackdown. Give me those comms. Love that in the moment that we got to capture in those call-outs too. But overall, I mean, this is what we anticipated. Seminole, I mean, it started close, but did not end close at all.
No, not even remotely. Honestly, I'm curious just from Zim, where do you feel like things fell apart for Demise? Because they looked very solid off the start right there, and just once they got out of Garage, they seemed completely lost.
Yeah, I mean, like anytime you're playing against a really strong team, or rather a team that you feel is better than you, you really kind of look at the core part of the map where the game really starts to pull away, and that's where the great teams are going to make their money. And really, quite honestly, it is that 3 and 4, that Garage transition into that basketball. That's where you're going to see the teams build the most score. That's where you're going to see the teams that are truly elite really make their presence felt on the map. And even though on that P1 and P2, we saw Seminole really work well. We saw Demise. They were able to keep it close, win the time back on that P2, and open it up on that Garage. And it fell apart, that big tack wave, when they had their the Seminole. They had their players in that gym, and then you called it actually perfectly. Bright had the beautiful opportunity to really put some pain onto Seminole and really start to build on that transition and build on that score. And he completely whiffed on a whole bunch of Annihilator shots. They broke it, got a whole bunch of time.
He actually hit the first 3 or 4 We didn't justify.
The
I
important ones,
said,
though.
he caught-
The important
he
ones,
hit
though, we're like,
It was the
ah.
second wave. He hit the first wave. I think he hit like 3
Yeah.
consistently. He did not
Yeah.
miss or skip a beat, and then the moment
Yeah.
was just too big, and he,
Yeah.
peed out his leg. It happens, okay? Okay, it happens. But
It
the first 3 definitely were on point.
Yeah, but that's where you saw Seminole really get the bulk of that like strong time on that garage,
Yeah.
and then just lead the transition directly through the bedroom, secure those spawns, and you mentioned it there, the unpredictability of the spawns that only exists on one side of that hill. Once you get into that jungle area, if you force that team to spawn up there, it's chaos. But you saw Picasso, that's Mali, able to anchor from the pool, a lot of stability, and they were really able to build on that and build through the rest of the game. It was great.
Picasso, aka Molly, aka Blur, for those of you who are thinking of his last name or his last.
Do you have any other names?
I don't think so.
I mean, man.
I've got a question for you guys. Because we went into that listening and we listened, and then we also in the previous series got to listen into LG and like super big like stylistic differences in how they sound.
Very different.
How do you think that actually like plays later on when we see these matchups? Do you think that we see LG kind of tensing up and they look at this matchup obviously for what it is? We can make the narrative all we want, but this is probably going to be the top North American rivalry. At what point do you think that this team really starts to kind of open up and calm down a little bit more? Because we used to go into the listenings last season, and Solo and Molly, they were just as much a part of the fun on LG last year, and there's a little bit of an attitude change this time. So do you think that'll be impactful?
I think it is. I think it's huge. I don't think we're ever going to see that vibe go down. Any of you recall, I mean, when we were doing listenings last season with LG, it was always Solo. He's always like so serious in the
The glue guy.
and then you always could count on like Washi trying to break the ice.
Mhm.
And these guys are serious business. Like kind of like when you compare the EU teams, like some of them just like to have a good time. When you worked with the Animus team, the Stamina team, they were always about business, bro. They
Yeah.
never. If it was 250 to
Brian.
20, as I mentioned again, they were giving call outs even up into the game ended. They
Mac in
never
that, you know
receded.
what?
And that's exactly what I anticipate out of this team. And I don't see it change
Yeah.
any time because they don't have that Washi in the mix. They don't have a Marshy to kind of break the ice. They don't have someone who is able to do that and keep the flow of the pace of the game.
If I had to guess, I feel like the comms probably would have sounded different if Tectonic was playing. I will say that for Luminosity because he's like typically one of those guys that is more locked in. I think they still would have been in there like having fun, goofing around or whatever, but I think it would have been a little bit more focused as well.
No, Brian's that guy. Like, we'll be beating the brakes out of kids in Modern Warfare 2 ranked, and he'd be like, Verdict, how you call this guy out? Like, bro, we're up by 200 points. Can you calm down? This is not a competitive match. We're playing ranked for Modern Warfare 2, for Christ's sakes. God.
Bobby, do you think long term Seminole will really need a person like that when things kind of get tough to kind of like break it and just say, hey, like it's okay, maybe crack a couple jokes and kind of move forward? Or do you think that because they're so serious right now, they might run into trouble recovering like tough positions?
I think right now it's a chemistry thing for them more than anything. Yeah. Like this is a group that is played very little time together, and the ones that have like played together prior to this weren't playing together last season. So Jez is the only person on this roster that was on the 2022 championship team. You got two, or really only one player that he was planning to play with in Zai. Cartels is a recent pickup, and then Solo and Blur are recent additions as well. So I think more than anything, it's going to be a team chemistry thing. The guys over on Luminosity, even though they haven't always been on the same teams, have known each other for a long time, and so I think that just makes them more comfortable. And I think as these guys get more used to each other, I think we'll see them open up a little bit more like that as well.
Okay. Well, we're going to open up into the Search and Destroy game. Game number 2. Make or break here for the side of Demise. They've got the first 6 rounds under the fence to see what they can do. Player number 5, Solo. He's trying to be a little bit of an advocate onto this court side, but the bomb side over towards the A. It's a free plant, so reduce up the clock there as one player gets dropped. Solo doing wonders on this side. Method interaction on the flip side too, and Bright. S-Thug and Ari's actually going to be able to find 2, and just like that, Bobby, we got a 4v3 on our hands. The retake might be coming through.
What was that flick by Solo initially? He's just bobbing and weaving. He's trusting his teammates to have his back, and they do exactly that. Right now, Ari's the only one left in solo. Quick 1-2 to the face. I don't know how he made that work, but that was beautiful teamwork out of the Seminole squad for round 1.
There we go. I mean, hey, when you're gifted the A site for free, you take it, right?
Also, what is Blur? But PPSH? Hello? Are you Jez? I have not seen the PPSH in I don't know how long.
Well, we might not say it for too long. He's sitting on a donut. We know how my guy is desperate for kills towards the in the matches. We'll see if it trends out now. Solo on a path towards the A site. Actually going to be able to top down one. Jez there to get the trade is 2-for-1. Bomb not as free as it used to be. Jez says he doesn't care any kind of gunfights he takes. They're about as free as it gets. So clears the path over at A, leaves 2 players left standing. Claps and Bright now in a lonely 2v4.
Yep, and right now Blur has not moved from this position, gets the information, cleans up Bright right there, and makes it look pretty good in the process. Claps now down to a 1v4. I just don't really think that it's meant to be. He's gonna get shut down by who else but Blur once again. Blur, can we pick a name? Like, how many seasons in a row am I gonna have to have this conversation with COD Mobile players about your brand and the importance of you being recognizable when you change your name every single year? How are people gonna know you who you are? Stick with the name, please. You can keep the Tommy Shelby profile pic. I love the Tommy Shelby profile pic, but let's go back to Blur or back to Molly. We don't need a third name. Good Lord, Zai, what a shot off the start right there.
There we go. Cleaning the wigs off the A site. That has been their old bread and butter. Obviously, if it works, don't try to fix it. 3 times in a row. A side hit. 40 seconds on the clock. 2v4 yet again. This time it's a different scenario, different characters. Same result. Flashy drops. Bright left alone. 1v5 style. Boxing gloves out for Solo. I thought that was Solo. That was Jez, actually. Picasso, aka Blur, actually gonna yoink the kill. That was so disrespectful. That was not even necessary, Blur. How did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you just let him duke it out?
Well, it's I had high hopes for this Demise squad, and I was like, you know, this might be a decent series. I didn't think it was gonna be a close series, but ideally at least competitive. We'll see if they can make something happen over here on the A site, and S-Thug doing his best. Shuts down one. Teammates find a couple right there as well. It is going to be Blur staying alive. 4 kills on the board, and that's the sniper that we're kind of used to seeing him with. Obviously not something that he had been running as much in, I guess, in recent tournaments and whatnot. Going for a little wall bang right there, just hoping and praying that he finds a connection. But right now down to a 2v3. And pretty split defense right now for Demise. Just trying to find some information.
Yep, there we go. Scour the backside of each site. You got one holding down the back alley and Bright. You got one demon and Ari's holding down the A side. He is holding on for dear life to this Eddie. You got one in the middle map kind of like dictating the pace in S-Thug. He is the vetted player of this roster. We'll see what he can do now. 2v3 is on. Bomb's been collected. Zai trying to get something onto the A site. Again, if it ain't broken, you know, don't try to fix it. Let's see if they can fix this 2v3 scenario. Interaction. Oh my, Aries, buddy. I don't know if you know how gunfights work, but it's usually behind cover that you usually are able to have the advantage. It just gives away his life for free. The collapse, though, S-Thug able to find the trade. But the bomb has been made over to the backside A. And Zai, I don't know if they've got the call out on him. Certainly, they're going to play the buddy system along the way for the next 20 seconds.
Well, he might be able to catch him off guard. They're definitely not going to expect him top blue, but that's not going to be a fast enough move to get him any type of information. Now he's going to be forced to make a plant over on B. Obviously, the remaining players over on A, and you would think, okay, he's not planting A right now. Maybe go check for a B plant. It looks like they're going to send one player to do it. No, S-Thug just going to go ahead and wait. Bright's going to peek out. Gets him a little bit of information right there, and he's going to just walk straight through. And surprise, we're not seeing ADS. That gives away way too much. And that's going to be a nice cleanup right there. Is Bright. I don't know if your team's been playing.
At a body. I don't know if it's not at a body, so like, I mean, we'll let it slide. Let it. Let him shoot them shot for joy. That's one round on board.
All right, yeah. I will. You know what? It's not a body, so we'll let it slide, I suppose.
We'll see if Seminole will let it slide too. Now 3 rounds in a row they've dominated, but again, a little creativity goes a long way. They have stuck to this A site hit right there. The trophies couldn't save anybody right there. Solo going to be able to find the first. Jez able to combine for the second. Ari's able to take down one before where he goes, but that bomb is certainly going down. Picasso in the middle of the map, he's trying to paint a picture of perfection. Let's see if he can get the perfection on this jump up. A little bit of glitch. Oh, claps. That was free. Who's going to be there for the trade? Nobody in sight. There's one right below him. I think it is S-Thug. Let's see what kind of patience man's got. He doesn't have a lot of time. It's 30 seconds on the clock, Bobby. 1v4. S-Thug against the world.
Yep. Looking like a matter of time right here. He's not making an aggressive enough play to really even be able to go for the defuse, and he's going to get spotted out by Cartel. Should be blurring the top side to clean things up. That's exactly what it's going to be. And back to the Seminole dominance that we had seen earlier in this game. Blur with the PPSH, 7 kills on board to lead the entire lobby, you know? Maybe he's on to something. But to be honest, I think the team playing a bigger factor in the overall way that he's been able to find those kills is going to be S-Thug. Cheeky, making his way through the mid-map, but doesn't clean up the kill right there. That could have been a big one. Zai is there. Deagle shots are clean. Still able to get the kill, and that evens things up to a 3v3, make it a 3v2, thanks to Jez.
Jez. Calling his shots, man. He is not whiffing. Bomb carrier as well. Man, he can do it all. Gets the plant down. We'll wait and see if anybody takes the bait. Nobody there. Clashy might be there for some perfect COD time. Let's see if Cartels can play his role. Gets the heady shot there. Zai, call-outs. Absolutely immaculate. And surely enough, he didn't have to do anything but aim and shoot. And certainly that player drops. Ari's now left in 1v3. Story of this game so far. Bar that one round where we saw, maybe that was just, you know, a drop ball. It was a better played round there, certainly for Demise, but Jez is, I mean, he's literally 360 at the top side of farm. I mean, this one is, that'll just tell you how this search is going.
Yeah, I saw that from, like, the POV of the person who was trying to kill him, and it was honestly way funnier that way.
Definitely.
It's that you can tell they're having fun. Like, obviously, comms focus, but these guys learning how to have fun, and team chemistry is going to be a big thing that can build for them throughout the year. So they're going to find 3 kills off the start. Only 1 player traded out, and as expected, they are running through this Demise squad. Big kill for Bright. It's going to make things more manageable. Zai slowly making his way toward that back alley and might be able to punish Bright, but right now he's the only player remaining for Demise, and he's got to make something crazy happen while dodging the attempted wall bangs as well.
Ooh, almost didn't see Cartels, man. That skin, it almost blended in with the environment. Obviously, Cap'n, that was certainly one of those skins that, hey, you know what? If you're in long, tall patches of grass, could have paid out. St. BR. We got low graphic settings. You ain't hiding anything. Right now, in a 1v2 scenario, able to win the first gunfight. Who is going to be his next victim? Is it going to be Zai, who's lurking in the back alley of that secret side of Sweatshop, or is it going to be Jez? Now, as both of them kind of gravitate towards each other, kind of know the hits coming on. 48 seconds left to go. All kind of information has left the building. Timing's there, immaculate.
Oh,
trigger discipline, but can't get the kill there. And Zai right through the bottom side. He's got the bottom covered as well. Oh, man.
What?
Door.
What?
Door sold me, bro. The door sold me.
Oh, Bright didn't see him. Oh, or maybe he did. Oh, okay. Maybe he did get the information, just didn't want to take the shot, but the 1v3 looking a little bit more manageable. Jez now just trying to not be the final victim right here. Bright's going to make his way through, but timing doesn't go his way. Jez with the PPSH in hand, able to dodge the 1v3. And now only 1 more round needed for this Seminole squad to go ahead and close things out in a 2-0, unless we had a banned skin, which I don't think that we had this time around.
Well, I try not to stick to any of that stuff. It's a banned skin. I want to know the hard way, which is after the game. I want to enjoy this one for what it is. Right now, it is a brutal beatdown. Nothing different from our first series. Obviously, minus DQ as first blood comes through. It is Bright drop. 4 players left to their spawn site. We flip sides, not a different page here in this book. It is certainly dominance. Clash able to find one for the empty for the opener, but I mean, maybe this is a copy pasta from the first series. Look, they are literally in their spawn, minus Aries, who has boldly found himself in a spot of his opponents. But the bomb is being blocked there onto that box of sight. Cartels has the side line of sight. He knows what's going on. This M21. Wait, is this Hawks deck spilled?
It probably is.
Yo, poor Hawks.
You know, Maybe he just had the right build for the wrong game mode. So we'll see what Cartels can do. Maybe clean up that final kill. It's been one-sided all the way through. Not gonna be able to make it happen. Maybe some revisions passed through by Hawks at the end of the matchup tonight and fix things up right there. But S-Thug looking to find himself a 1v4 after his teammate came pretty close to a 1v3. Shorty timing is not there. Solo boxing gloves to clean things up in a 7-1. 2 dominant matches to start things off as Seminole and Luminosity, putting themselves most certainly at the top of North America right now.
There we go. I mean, this is exactly what we expected. Came through, they delivered, they handled business. Congratulations, both of you teams are still elite, top amongst the most. Obviously, the names speak for themselves, but sometimes we just gotta see the gameplay. We gotta see it in action, right? We gotta see, how test drive that baby. We need to see how it runs, right? Is tires right? Does it need certain kind of engine oil? The run proper?